Hey, welcome. So today we're going to tackle a really interesting idea. Kind of a paradox, actually. What if the real secret to getting more freedom isn't about breaking all the rules, but about creating the right ones for yourself? Yeah, we're talking about structure and how, believe it or not, it might just be the key to unlocking the independence you've been looking for.
Okay, let's just get right into it. When you hear that word structure, things like schedules, routines, rules, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of us, it feels like the complete opposite of freedom. It sounds like a cage, right? But what if that whole idea is just wrong?
And that tension right there brings us to what you could call the freedom paradox. It's this super counterintuitive idea that the more organized your life is, the more free you can actually be.
This is really the core of what we're talking about today. See, while it might feel like structure is boxing you in, what it's actually doing is putting all the boring, repetitive stuff on autopilot, and that frees up your brain power, your mental energy, to focus on the things that really matter to you. Just think about what this feels like for a second. When your homework or your chores are just handled because you have a system and you're not constantly worrying about them anymore. That little voice in the back of your head, that low-level anxiety, it just goes away. Your whole life just feels lighter.
So let's make sure we're all on the same page here. We need to redefine what we mean by structure, because it's definitely not about being rigid or boring.
At its heart, it's really this simple. Structure is all about creating smart systems and reliable routines that work for you. It's a tool that you design to serve your goals, not something that controls you. It's about being intentional with your time and energy.
And when you look at it in the real world, these things aren't punishments. They're tools. A calendar isn't a list of things you have to do. It's a plan you create to protect your time for what you want to do. A sleep schedule isn't just a strict bedtime. It's you guaranteeing you'll have the energy for all the fun stuff.
So what's the immediate payoff for using these tools? Well, the very first benefit, the one you'll feel right away, happens right inside your own head.
I mean, the difference here is night and day. On one side, without structure, you've got chaos, stress, and this thing called decision fatigue. That's that feeling of being totally drained just from making a million tiny choices all day. Like, when should I start my homework? What should I work on first? It's actually why some really successful people, like Barack Obama, famously wore the same suit every day to get rid of one small decision and save that mental energy. But on the other side, with structure, you get consistency, confidence, and just clarity. The small stuff is already handled.
But, okay, the benefits don't just stop in your own head. This new reliability you've built has a huge impact on how other people see you, and that directly affects the kind of freedom you get.
This is such a crucial point. Freedom isn't just something that's handed to you. A lot of the time, it has to be earned. When people see that you can consistently handle your business, you build trust, and people, whether it's your parents, your teachers, or your boss, are way more likely to give more freedom and responsibility to someone they know they can count on.
You can almost see it like a ladder to independence. It all starts with you, just setting up one simple system to handle your stuff. That consistency then builds trust with others, and, just as important, it builds up your own confidence in yourself. And that powerful combo, external trust and internal confidence, that's what ultimately unlocks more freedom in your life.
Okay, so we get the why. Now let's talk about the how. It's time to get practical and start talking about how you can actually design your own freedom, one little system at a time.
And I want you to actually pause and think about this for a second. Don't try to overhaul your whole life at once. Just think, what's the one single biggest source of stress or chaos for you right now? Where would a tiny bit of consistency make the biggest splash?
If you're drawing a blank, here are some really common ones. Is it that mad dash in the morning trying to get out the door? Is it constantly forgetting homework? Or maybe it's that feeling when you look up and realize you've been scrolling on your phone for an hour? Just pick one.
All right, now for that one area you picked, what's one simple, tiny system you could try? We're not talking about some huge, complicated plan, just one small thing. Maybe it's as simple as packing your bag the night before, or setting one alarm that tells you when it's time to put your phone away. Small wins are what build momentum.
So, after going through all this, what's the one big idea you should walk away with? What's the main takeaway?
It's this. Stop seeing structure as something that limits you. Start seeing it for what it really is, a tool, a powerful tool that you can use to build a life with less stress, more trust, and, in the end, way more freedom.
And that really just leaves us with one last and kind of exciting question.
Once you've used these systems to clear out all the mental clutter and earn more independence, what are you going to do with it? What big goals will you chase? What passions will you finally have time for? That part, that's up to you.